By the end of this module, when you grab the stone, the chime will sound like it is truly coming from the stone, off to your left or right, exactly where it sits. Your room will have a living soundscape instead of dead silence. Sound is what turns a space you see into a place you believe. Here is something most beginners underestimate. Sound is half of presence. You can have beautiful visuals, but in silence, a VR room feels dead and fake. Add the right sound, and your brain believes it is in a real place instantly. Audio is the cheapest, fastest way to make your world feel alive. Never ship a VR app in silence. The magic word is spatial audio, also called 3D audio. A normal sound just plays in your ears. A spatial sound has a position in the room. As you walk toward it, it gets louder. When the source is on your left, you hear it on your left. The headset does all the math from your head position. Your job is simply to tell each sound where it lives. In Unity, sound comes from an audio source component. You put an audio source on an object, give it an audio clip, and it can play. The one setting that matters most is spatial blend. Set it to 3D and the sound now lives at that object's position in the room. Leave it at 2D and it just plays flat in your ears, with no sense of place. Let us give the stone a voice. You add an audio source to the stone, set its spatial blend to 3D and assign the chime clip. Then, when you grab the stone, you play that source. Now the chime is not coming from inside your head. It is coming from the stone in the world. Pick it up with your left hand and you hear it from your left. That is the moment it clicks. Next, fill the silence with an ambient bed. This is a soft, looping background. A gentle wind, a low drone, distant room tone. It plays quietly under everything, and it is usually not spatial. It surrounds you evenly. A good ambient bed is one you barely notice, but the moment you mute it, the room feels empty. It is the floor that all your other sounds stand on. Then add reactive sound, tied to what the user does. A soft hum when a hand hovers an object. A click when a button is poked. A chime on a grab. These are the audio version of the feedback you learned earlier. Every important action should make a sound, so the user hears that the world responded. Sound confirms. Without it, actions feel uncertain. Let your agent build the whole soundscape. You say, give every grabbable object a 3D chime when grabbed, add a soft hover hum, add a calm ambient loop that plays under everything, and a gentle click on every button. Keep the volumes balanced so nothing is harsh. The agent adds the audio sources, wires the events, and tells you which clips to assign. A few audio traps to avoid. If a sound is the same volume everywhere, its spatial blend is still 2D. Set it to 3D. If everything is too loud and harsh, lower the volumes. VR audio should sit gently, not blast. If sound crackles, you may have too many sources at once, or clips that are clipping. And keep the ambient bed quiet. It supports the scene. It should never compete with it. Think about what sound gives you. Immersion, so the room feels real. Emotion, because music and tone set a mood instantly. And direction, because sound off to your side makes you turn and look. Audio quietly guides where the user pays attention. This is the difference between a silent slideshow and a place you can feel. So here is how to use this module. This video is the map. It shows you the layers of a VR soundscape. The lab guide beside it has every exact step to make the stone sound spatial, and the prompt to give your whole room a living soundscape. Watch this once, then open the lab guide and bring sound to your world. That is Module 5. Your room now sounds alive. Objects speak from their own positions, and a gentle ambience fills the air. Next module, we let the user move, teleporting and gliding through a space far bigger than the room they stand in, without ever feeling sick. Open the lab guide. Let's bring sound to your world.